And they're off and racing for the Betfair Chase, registers the Lancashire Chase, a Grade 1 contest, and Snoopy Loopy is going to take the field along, and that signals a change in tactics to those often adopted by Ollie McGurn, who is under restraint in 5th place towards the rear of the field. Snoopy Loopy's rider, Seamus Durack, probably had a look round to see exactly whether anyone was going to pursue him with much vigour, and the answer was not really, and as a result, a few are taking a keen hold here. So Snoopy Loopy leads Tamarind Blur as they've completed the swinging turn that'll take them towards the first of the 4 fences in the back straight. Kauto Star, the noseband, racing on the inside of Cloudy Lane. Ollie McGurn, Exotic Dancer's the one who's probably pulling as keenly as any as they reach the first, which they all handle with alacrity. Snoopy Loopy joined by Tamarind Blur, who at the shorter distances is probably used to going a little faster, and as a result these two have just increased the pace slightly and they've stretched the advantage over their rivals to about 5 lengths. Tamarind Blur faster over it from Snoopy Loopy. Cloudy Lane on the outside of Ollie McGurn with very low head carriage. Kauto Star is racing in 5th place and Exotic Dancer is at the rear of the field. So another plain one before we'll encounter the first of the open ditches. Out in front, Tamarind Blur from Snoopy Loopy, and again they're all over safely, just beginning to string out slightly more as Tamarind Blur pulled his way to the front over fence number 2. So this is the first of the open ditches. Tamarind Blur at fence number 4, over by about 5 lengths from Snoopy Loopy. Ollie McGurn gradually working through the field, has moved through to 3rd place ahead of Cloudy Lane, Kauto Star and Exotic Dancer at the rear of the field. They make the turn, will bring them back towards home for the first time. Tamarind Blur by a couple of lengths from Snoopy Loopy. Ollie McGurn in 3rd place, Cloudy Lane's in 4th. Kauto Star in 5th, and still under restraint, Exotic Dancer at the rear of the field, who would be about 8 to 10 lengths probably off Tamarind Blur as they approach the first of the fences in the home straight. Tamarind Blur over, and again no obvious errors by any of the runners. Still Exotic Dancer the freshest of them at the back of the field. Tamarind Blur extending the advantage to about 5 lengths as they approach another open ditch and sails over it from Snoopy Loopy. A mistake by Ollie McGurn, who rather dragged the second half of his body through that fence. Didn't really pick up his back end. Kauto Star in 4th place on the inside. Then comes Cloudy Lane and Exotic Dancer. Tamarind Blur from Snoopy Loopy. Ollie McGurn, Kauto Star continuing just to edge closer, disputing 3rd place, although they're pretty tightly grouped in that chasing pack, as Tamarind Blur by a good 6 to 7 lengths takes fence number 8. Snoopy Loopy in 2nd, and once again a little group of pursuers now tightly packed behind the clear leader Tamarind Blur. Ollie McGurn on the outside of Kauto Star racing 3rd and 4th. In 5th place Cloudy Lane, and Exotic Dancer is last of the 6. So out in front Tamarind Blur leading by about 6 to 7 lengths. Snoopy Loopy in 2nd place. Ollie McGurn races in 3rd, Kauto Star in 4th on the inside of Cloudy Lane, and Exotic Dancer still held up. Back to those traditional tactics at the rear of the field as Tamarind Blur turns out towards the 2nd circuit. So Tamarind Blur, an advantage of 7 to 8 lengths. Snoopy Loopy in 2nd, a half a length to Ollie McGurn. No real move by any of the big guns. Kauto Star on the inside of Cloudy Lane, and still Exotic Dancer content just to sit off them at this stage. Tamarind Blur is fluent over the first down the back. Big leap by Kauto Star in 4th place. Jumped it with a lot of exuberance. Exotic Dancer wasn't quite so fluent at the rear. Tamarind Blur just trying to increase the pace slightly as they race down the back. And again another big leap by the leader. And again they're all over safely. Snoopy Loopy just niggled along at the head of the chase. Then comes Ollie McGurn, Kauto Star, Cloudy Lane and Exotic Dancer. So Tamarind Blur towards the penultimate fence on the far side, still with his clear lead. Tamarind Blur just shortens into it looking for a stride, wasn't quite as fluent. And Kauto Star's moved right through to head the chase now as Snoopy Loopy comes off the bridle. Ollie McGurn disputing 3rd, Cloudy Lane and Exotic Dancer still at the rear of the field. Last ditch is 5 from home. Tamarind Blur 5 to 6 lengths clear from Kauto Star, just trying to ensure that the leader doesn't get away. Snoopy Loopy continuing to dispute 2nd. Exotic Dancer's got on his customary position, following Kauto Star, hoping this time that the roles will be reversed. In 4th place, Cloudy Lane just briefly tapped for toe. And Ollie McGurn, for whom this hasn't really been a happy hunting ground, is once again ridden along at the rear of the field. So halfway round the turn for home, 4 fences to take in the Betfair Chase. And Tamarind Blur leads Kauto Star. Towards the inside is Snoopy Loopy, Exotic Dancer, as Tamarind Blur got into the bottom of that. Exotic Dancer pecked back in the field, and Tony McCoy all of a sudden, that's disrupted his equilibrium. Kauto Star just being niggled to try and close Tamarind Blur at this stage. Cloudy Lane goes well back in the field, and Kauto Star made a mistake. And all of a sudden, he's going to have to work here, because he was off the bridle before that error, and Tamarind Blur, Kauto Star switched to the near side. Snoopy Loopy is rallying. This is 2 from home. Tamarind Blur from Kauto Star, Exotic Dancer back in third, and Kauto Star's going to have to dig very deep here because Tamarind Blur still leads on the run down towards the last. Kauto Star, Snoopy Loopy and Exotic Dancer, they all bunch up, but Tamarind Blur is going to lead at the last. Kauto Star produces an error at the final fence and decants Sam Thomas when with every chance the Betfair crown has gone, and Tamarind Blur, Exotic Dancer and Snoopy Loopy. Tamarind Blur all out, Exotic Dancer, Snoopy Loopy down the outside is going to win the Betfair Chase. Snoopy Loopy runs Tamarind Blur out of this big prize. Exotic Dancer placed again. Then Cloudy Lane, Kauto Star and Sam Thomas both up okay. Ollie McGurn last of the 5 to finish.